I've won and lost against the best. This old road's been a hell of a test. But I'm still driving, I ain't slowing down. There's rules I'd love to break and bend, mistakes I've made again and again. But I tell you this, my friends, I'm still around. I hit it hard, man, so far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man, till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, live at large. I hit it hard.
To another episode of Average Goats. This is Season 2, Episode 3. I'm Pappy. The Hanger Brothers are here. How we doing today, guys?
Great, Pappy.
Great, thanks, man.
Overcast, shitty out, but
It's warmer.
Hey, F that groundhog.
Early
I told
spring.
you guys he was wrong, and I looked at a projected forecast. The end of February, Northwest Indiana, 45 back-to-back days.
Farmer's Almanac type stuff.
No, I'm telling you, like, legit, I'm telling you, it was too mild of a fall and a winter. It's going to be an early spring. Puxatony Phil, whatever your name is, suck it.
Keep telling yourself that this weekend when it gets real cold.
Oh, I will, 'cause it'll be about 68, 74 where I'll be.
It's been
Oh,
chilly
yeah.
down there, I've heard.
Yeah, 62 one day for a high. Not too happy about that, but whatever. We'll get to that. But anyways, last week it was the AT&T Pro-Am at Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
Hoagies and... Wait, what? Tom Hoagie? Hoagies and Grinders? Hoagies and Grinders? The old lunch
Tom
lady?
Hoagie.
Ice in his veins.
Yeah, he pulls it off, and I don't know. Didn't really think he was a contender until he got to, like, the 15th hole? What did you guys think?
Back nine.
Yeah, he got hot on the back. Well, he hit that one in there on, what was that, 16? That damn near went in.
Yeah.
Tap in birdie, and then he turns around on 17 and makes that
Birdie on the par 3.
birdie on the par 3, and just ice in his veins.
That green looks so small.
I mean, he
on
got to watch
17.
Spieth make that bogey, but that always helps. But so then he had, what, a 2-stroke or a 3-stroke lead going into 18? That's a little more comforting on that hole, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I always kind of think when they're hitting that tee shot, like, how close would my dumbass be to that tree? And then to watch it happen to Spieth, he kind of got up into that
Yeah.
tree, and then I was like, what do they do? Like, I don't know. We got a local rule over at Lakes of the Four Seasons. You know, don't be, the gym class hero hitting it off of tree roots. But, like,
It'll break your wrist.
shallow growing tree roots, that's what I'd be worried about right there.
Well, he thought he hit a rock or thought he hit something, and Faldo said he probably just a touch fat, and then that sand it just exploded and
So the
didn't go
question
anywhere.
is, was that the more risque shot, or was it the one earlier in the weekend when he was hitting it off the side of the cliff?
Yeah,
That was scary.
It was, but think about if he really, like, grabs a root and totally screws up his leading wrist.
for sure.
The thing with Smales is he'll quit the game totally.
I was trying to think in my head if he took the drop, so he'd be hitting 3, could still potentially get up and down for par with that way.
Oh, when he was hanging off the side of the cliff?
Yeah.
I thought the pictures probably looked worse than it really was, but
Was
I don't
it-
know. To even hear his caddy say, I should have just walked up and grabbed the ball and not even gave him the option
Yeah.
of thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Just go up and kick it off the cliff.
I mean,
So,
Colton
let's-
Nose was giving it some suspense on the coverage for sure.
Oh, yeah. It was like Scream 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hello.
I was thinking about, okay, the one camera angle, it actually didn't look too bad. And then another one, it kind of looked like that's really close. But he leaned back. I would absolutely just hit it off the cliff, so I might as well take a drop anyhow and not hit that. You know what I mean? Because as a pro, he can still hit the shot. Me as an amateur, trying to hit that shot and then hang back, it would end up in the water anyway.
He really?
I would hit it so thin or just top the shit out of it.
So I guess my question was going to be, as
Like-
an amateur, if I got there, I'm not playing 50, 60 rounds of my career at Pebble Beach like these guys are lucky enough to do with U.S. Opens here and there and different events. And
Yeah.
I think I would have talked myself
Into hitting it?
trying to do it. Or, like, I would have been like,
Because our balance is
I would
so
have been
good.
like, is that a whale over there? And then I would have moved the ball back
Yeah,
inside,
little
but kept it in the hazard line, So
Don't
you
count
didn't-
that. Don't count
yeah,
that.
Yeah. That's what-
Winter rules. Winter rules. No, I'm just thinking he could have went back to the fairway, line of sight with the pin, and he's a pro, so he could have hit a stellar shot there and still had an opportunity at a par. He would have saved one stroke or
I honestly, I don't think he's not like a big risk taker. I don't think it was as bad
Yeah.
as the dramatics made it out to be,
Yeah.
personally.
But no, he wasn't feeling well all week too, I
no,
guess.
he got a little
Stomach
coming off a
bug.
little off. He had it the week before too. That's when he missed the cut. So
Spiethy?
yeah. What do you guys? I mean, Hoagie wins $1.56 bajillion dollars. Gets the Masters invite now, the PGA invite. He's good through 2023, 2024 season. My big thing is, what do you think the amateur winning team wins? Because I've been looking for this everywhere. They didn't make mention of it. What do you think the amateur gets for winning the AT&T Pro-Am? Like just some crystal, or do you think he gets some? Think he gets some shop credit?
Well, that's the next thing you wonder is if it's just, like, is it just go to charity or something?
All right. First, you'd have to determine what they have to win something. I'm guessing, but what is their entry? All the pro-ams, they usually have to pay some sum of money to participate. Is it the same for this event? I would have to assume they're paying something to participate, right?
Oh, they're gonna have some skin in the game, I would think.
So
They're either
they got to at least give them
I
their
bet you some of the
money's back.
celebrities just get
Well, I think
the
they-
invite.
I
They
think
don't have to pay.
Some.
I
Yeah.
think that Monterey Peninsula Foundation or whatever is like hit the $1 billion mark.
So you're saying that.
in donations and
So you're saying that
contributions.
for this event, you think that the amateur money is going to that foundation, and
I think,
they're
they,
not
I think
getting
the
it.
so.
CEOs and those people, yes, they're paying probably a premium to be a part of an event like this. But like they kept pumping me a ham, and she kept saying I was invited. I don't think they invited her and said, "Hey, by the way, you owe us $48,000
Yeah.
to play." I don't think that happened.
No.
So
Send them a 1099.
I got a question. Here's the pro-am winning team. I want you to tell me who the pro was in the team and who was the amateur in the team. One guy's name was Kyle Adams, and the other guy's name was Taylor Moore. Who was the pro?
Taylor Moore.
Michael?
Based off that, I should say the other person.
Michael's going Kyle Adams, and Michael's wrong. It was Taylor Moore. So, but he ended up. So they win the AM. That's why I was asking the question. They win the pro-am.
He shot like 61 on Sunday or 62. On
Who, the
Sunday.
AM?
No, the team did.
Yeah, the team. I mean,
Team did. Yeah, they got to like 33 under. But Taylor Moore, he's never won a PGA event. He finishes tied for 16th, and you want to know what he made?
300 grand.
$119,842 for finishing in 16th place with a handful of other guys.
Isn't that crazy how much that top like 5, top 7 make
For the
versus
drop-off?
rest of it? I mean, yes, we'd all take $100 and some odd $1,000.
You
I
would?
think the top 20
You would?
for 4 days playing at Pebble Beach. Oh my God, what a tough life!
Yeah, brutal.
Brutal.
We did get a couple pics of our member buddy that was out there for the 2 days
Yeah.
watching.
I think we got a phone call to make, don't we?
Yeah. We're gonna reach out to. I told you guys a couple weeks ago. I went out for a wedge fitting. Cantigny. That's what we're calling. Ask him how do you pronounce the club name. But guy by the name of Paul Taylor. He does all the professional club fittings out there, and we're gonna kind of talk about what is so funny.
I'm just thinking, how classic would it be if I accidentally dialed the wrong number? We
No.
got somebody
Hey,
else.
here's what you're gonna do when you call. Say you're Brett, and you'd like to talk to him about his extended car warranty. Can you pull that off?
I don't think I can, but you can because you're
He knows
connected.
my voice. I was just with him,
Oh,
and he's expecting my call, but he's not expecting your call.
this turned into Jerky Boys all of a
Hey.
sudden.
You gotta try it.
Crank
I
Anchors,
don't think I
whatever
could
that
do it.
show was.
Say you're Michael from Hanger Insurance, and you like to talk to him about his car's extended warranty.
I can't do it.
Crank Anchors.
Joel, can you do it?
Just do it. Change your voice.
Sure, I'll do
Go with Uncle Laser.
This is Joel
TikTok.
calling about your extended car warranty.
Yes.
All right.
Here we go.
We're
gonna try to
dialing
get
3,
it.
2, 1, go.
Hello.
Hi, is this Brett?
This is Paul.
Oh, hey, Paul. This is
How
Joel
you
calling about your extended car warranty. Hey, it's Eric. Pappy told me to run that one by you, see if it worked or not.
I bet you he did. I knew that was coming. I'm like, man, don't you dare, because I've been getting so many terrible phone calls lately about my car's extended warranty. And I'm like, nope, not going to happen.
And
How you
usually,
guys doing, man?
and
I-
usually they call you by the wrong name, too. So
Oh, yeah. It's always something not even close. I mean, the funniest one is I've been getting a lot of healthcare and Medicare calls. and it's not even close to the guy they're asking for, but it's my exact birthday. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. I'm not that old, guys. Come on. So, hey, I appreciate you guys calling me. Thanks for having me on. I love your show. I'll be the first to tell you guys that. You guys make me laugh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well,
At least we're good at that.
the laughs are coming. I think what people are laughing at is our serious part, and then the parts where we think we're funny, they are just like.
Yeah. They're like our wives.
But hey, Paul.
Oh yeah, no, I entered because I was able to because you guys gave me a nice little shout out, and my wife heard it, and she's like, "Oh, that's so nice of them. You guys are so cute together." I'm like, "Oh no, no, stop."
So Paul, a couple weeks ago, I came out and we did a wedge fitting out at your facility, and it's kind of interesting to see all the numbers and all the information, and just honestly, just instead of going to the rack at your regular golf shop or a Dick's or a Golf Galaxy, actually get on the monitor, see the information, and to have even more confidence going into the spring, knowing that I have hopefully the right weapon in my hands when we're out on the course. But what are some of the common mistakes you see amateurs making with club fittings and getting fitted for wedges and that sort of stuff? Because you said you did a lot of fittings last year over at your facility, correct?
Yeah, I mean that's my first year doing it. I've done now close to by myself almost 300 fittings, which for Cantini that's a ton by myself. Wedge fittings especially, I mean, you really have to take into account the biggest mistake guys are making is gapping from their pitching wedge because lofts are so darn strong. They still want to do the traditional, 52, 56, 60, which that's nice if your pitching wedge is, 48, 49 degrees and your pitching wedge goes, 100 yards potentially. So you really got to make sure, first and foremost, like the gapping is right from your pitching wedge to the gap wedge to the sand wedge. Even if you don't take full swings with the lob wedge, you got to make sure you're hitting, your crucial scoring numbers exactly where you want them. Also, given the conditions of where we live, I mean, we live in the Midwest, we get a large variety of different, kind of ground conditions. In a couple of months, it's going to be sopping wet and you're going to need as much bounce as possible. And then in July, you're going to be hitting off concrete.
I wish our superintendent could get the moisture levels in the ground correct.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big deal. So, bounce is a huge thing for the most part. So, but you have to take into account, especially when you chip, what do you like to do with the face? Do you like to open it up? Do you like to close it down? Give yourself a lot of variation to where you can play with, a lob wedge or a sand wedge to where you can open it up and hit a lot of different shots. So, yeah, I mean, bounce and overall just the degrees of loft to get your numbers right. That's a big mistake I generally see because everyone's trying to muscle that sand wedge at 120 yards and it goes 85.
See it all the time.
Yeah. So are you recommending then when somebody's coming in for a wedge fitting, and this is Michael, by the way, that they should probably bring their pitching wedge so you can sight or gap them accordingly there, or just tell you that and then you look it up or know offhand what that is?
Well, I mean, you gotta like to see it because everybody thinks they hit it a specific number, so it's good to see what exactly you're hitting that pitching wedge and then kind of work back. Even when I do wedge fit, I like to do wedge fittings outside. I love to see, regular turf conditions as much as, we live in an unfortunate cold weather state. Hitting a wedge off of a mat is tough. So going outside, chipping, hitting out of a bunker, taking half shots, that's kind of what I generally recommend doing, but it's tough when there's, 3 feet of snow on the ground.
And I think what you mean, Paul, by the wedge and gap wedge fit lofts or differences is a lot of are stronger these days with being 43 degrees in loft or 44 degrees on the pitching wedge. Whereas traditional back in the day, it was 46 to 48. So if you're going from 43, 44 degrees all the way up to 50 or 52, I mean, that's probably a 30-yard 30+ yard difference.
Oh, it can be, especially.
Is what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, the way technology is now, you look at. I'm not going to, call out specific vendors, but there's one pitching wedge that I know it's out there. It's almost 40 degrees.
Yeah.
It launches just as high because they throw, 40 pounds of tungsten in to drop the CG, so it launches really high. But it's tough. So that's why, I mean, you almost want to, even to that extent, you want to throw loft out the window, because you want to make sure, again, that it's just hitting a number. And even with Papinal, I was telling him, like, yeah, if you want to do this, we can take your gap wedge and bend it, stronger to 48 degrees. But since you're 14 degrees steep into the ball, you might take a divot, 5 feet long. So it can vary.
He already does that. He's trying to work on that.
He's always done that.
I'm trying to explain to Michael what CG is. That's center of gravity, Mike, all right?
I'm aware.
So we heard you used to be on the old Mizuno tour van, right?
I've been on both. So ironically enough, and this is an awesome week, it's been 8 years ago to the day I was working for TaylorMade, and my first event was actually the TPC at Scottsdale.
Oh, awesome.
That's cool.
Funny story.
Little talent running around out there, I hear.
Yeah. Oh, you can get a lot of trouble. But I mean, 8 years ago I was single
Golfers?
Nope. So it was my first. I got hired. I had to fly out to Carlsbad. Got hired because I was going to be the new South Side of Chicago district rep. They wanted to take us through training on the tour van, so they wanted to give customers, a professional kind of experience. So I spent 3 weeks on TaylorMade's tour van. My first event was at Scottsdale, and the FLDR had just launched. So we're sitting on the driving range. I was actually working with Sergio Garcia and Stuart Stink, and I was kind of later in the day. The sun was kind of going down a little bit, and a couple of guys were still on the range, and I'm standing there, decked out in my TaylorMade gear, trying to look as professional as possible. And I'm not a big dude, 5'11", 200 pounds, and my shadow starts creeping into somebody's, space. And Sergio's talking to me about numbers, and I just hear this voice like, "Hey, move." And not thinking anything about it, I just standing there doing my job, and this kid comes over and taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, I need you to move." And I'm standing there like, "Huh?" He's like, "I need you to move your shadow." And these are professionals, so I thought he was joking. He was dead serious, and then he comes up with like, "Do you know who I am?"
Uh-huh.
And I'll admit it was a younger guy. I'll drop his name in a minute, but I was like, "Yes, sir, I know exactly who you are," and I'm trying to do my job, but I kind of moved like 3 inches out of the way and tried to get he's just like, "No, I really need you to move." And then Sergio Garcia turns around and he's like, "Shut up. The kid's trying to do his job. Just let him work." I thought this was like a whole big joke.
What a great guy.
It turns out it wasn't, and this kid was actually serious. But I kind of learned that if you remember watching Tin Cup, you remember, Don Johnson's character, David Sims?
Mm-hmm. That's
So
exactly
this guy kind of, so essentially, like, I kind of learned that this kid is really nice to people, like, on camera and in front of, like, fans, but, like, off camera, he's, like, terrible to old people and dogs.
Now we're all sitting
Now we're sitting here guessing.
Just, mine's racing who this is.
We're trying to think back. This was what, 2013?
8 years ago, and the TaylorMade
8 years
guy.
ago.
2013.
Yeah, no, but
You're the
it wasn't
slider.
a TaylorMade guy. This
Oh, it
was
was
not
not.
a TaylorMade guy.
Cobra guy.
Titleist.
Speed.
Steve.
He's on the screen right now.
Perfect timing.
Steve. So when, like, last week, one of my buddies called me. He's just like, "Hey man, did you see Jordan Spieth on the edge of the cliff?" And I was like, "Yep." He's like, "Did you wish you would fall?" I'm like, "No, I didn't wish that."
Whoa.
But on Sunday, when he had that putt on 17, I'm not gonna lie, I tried to kibosh him a little bit.
I don't think he needed that. He just powered it right through.
I would
Yeah. No, but I mean, obviously that was 8 years ago. Yeah, he's got, a family, kids. Hopefully he's kind of grown up a little bit. But that's my one unfortunate story of just a terrible professional in my life.
Well, I think, Paul, next time you just learn to keep your shadow out of people's areas.
Yeah, especially
Oh my God.
especially
definitely-
technical guy like
Yeah,
Spieth.
God.
Where was Greller to just pick you up and move you?
Yeah, it was so weird because I'm like, the first day I'm thinking like people are trying to razz me, and I'm like, no, he was serious. He's just like, you know who I am and you know where I'm from, and I'm like, yes, thank you.
And you give him the Longhorn symbol.
Oh, the thought was there.
So, Paul, heading into this upcoming season, 2022, what are some of the new equipment you're seeing? Real quickly, what can you tell anybody that wants to listen to this? What's really hot? What do you think are people going to be? What is your prediction that people are going to be talking about July or August that you got to have this in the bag?
Probably not Strixon. Probably not Strixon.
Strixon is going to be. I'm telling you right now, Koepka is going to win the Masters, and everybody's going to want Strixon shit.
They move the needle like crazy. So even like right now, I mean, obviously stealth. People are asking about stealth. The Callaway Rogue drivers have been insanely good. Really, really, really good. I mean, from a Woods perspective, I think those two guys, obviously, they're going to really rule the market. Just from how good, from a stability standpoint and distance, that how good they are. Irons, I'm going to be a little bit biased, but yeah, the Mizuno irons are insanely good.
Love to hear it.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, hands down, I think top to bottom, Woods, irons, wedges, putters. I think Mizuno has probably like the complete package. TaylorMade does very well Woods wise. Their irons, you get some good things with the 790. Their blades and their cavity backs could use some help. Yeah, Callaway stuff are really good. I mean, they have a ton though. Callaway has, between their Apex line and now their Rogue line, they cover a lot of golfers, but it's almost confusing. Titleist is Titleist. Their drivers are solid. Their irons, I mean, the only issue in like anything is back ordering. Titleist is, a company that is suffering a little bit from shortages. I hate to say it, but, Ping is probably the worst of everybody to try and get equipment from, even though they make great stuff and insanely forgiving clubs. It's hard to tell a customer, like, hey, you got to wait 16 weeks for your set to come in. And by then it's, season's almost over.
Wow,
Running up against Halloween for your irons.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. I mean, that's the state of the industry right now. So, I mean, the best thing to do is anything that is just recently launched, if you can order it. If you want to drop that much money to get it, you'll get it quick. But the longer you wait, the worse things are going to get. And it's mostly shafts and grips have been insanely hot commodity.
Not Project X. What is it? KBS Tours. They've been on back
Anything
for quite a
stepless
while.
in KBS, yes. KBS is basically projected 2023. So like C-Taper Light, Money Taper, anything stepless from KBS is just, non-existent. Good luck.
And that's been for quite a while, actually. That's midsummer,
Yeah.
early fall.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
so-
Paul, this is Michael. I got one question for you, more or less, just to kind of help some of our viewers out. So let's talk about handicappers that are let's in the 10 to 20 range. What would you say from a fitting perspective would be one of the top one or two things that they could go do to get fitted for and would tremendously help their game?
Biggest thing for them is knowing what they really, and this is what I do from a thing standpoint. I generally sit down with the customer and, kind of go through like a 10-minute interview. It's more or less of what the customer's looking for, what they want. If they're a decent ball striker and you're a 15 to 20 handicap, there's no reason why you can't play, something that's a little less forgiving. I will kind of heat against it. Because, hitting a blade in the middle of the club face is amazing, but hitting on the toe, not so fun. So it really is up to what the customer wants. But, shade on the side, especially from fitting. Lie angle and the right shaft weight and length is huge because that's what's going to hopefully get you in the center of the face consistently.
Okay. So lie angle's a big one.
Lie angle's huge.
I think so too. Like the customer has to realize you can have a perceived notion in your head of what you're going to do, but you went there for a reason to use the technology to your advantage. So just have an open mind and listen to why. At the end of the day, I can only speak with working with Paul or even when we went to Bettinardi. At the end of the day, it is your decision.
Yep.
But there's a reason you went
this
to
is
them
your
to go
set of
get the
clubs.
fitting. You know what I mean?
And the cost of those clubs nowadays, ultimately you want to get what you're going to be happy
I can get
with.
a good
but
look
still,
at a T-bone by sticking my head up a butcher's ass.
go.
But
I
I've
had a
take
feeling that
the
was going to
word
come
for
up in this call at some point. I just felt it.
I'm agreeing with you, Paul, on the lie angle because the video I've been seeing here a lot lately, or the picture, is putting the suction cup with the stick on it on the face.
Cupping?
Yeah.
And setting the club down, and if somebody's pointed way left when they set the club down naturally, then obviously their lie angle's wrong.
The lie angle is wrong.
Yep.
Right. So that's always definitely a big deal. But I mean, if it also depends on swing pass. So if somebody comes, a little over the top and they're on the toe and, basically they're slicing it, well, you don't really want to make the club flatter. You want to try to keep it, general. So it's still, even ultimately, it still comes down to the golf swing.
So we can't buy a game.
Yeah.
Breaking news, Michael, you're screwed.
Mike, you got some problems. Yeah, but I mean, it's like a little bit of a Band-Aid. It's not going to be the essential cure, but it will help, especially if you put the right swing on it.
Well, this is Joel. Everything in my golf bag is basically meant to take spin off of the golf ball because I'm a high spin player, anyways.
Hit it not the highest.
Can hit it high. Get a little steep on it.
-14.
But when I go into the
Chicks dig the
simulator,
attack angle.
it is the most frustrating thing because the ball just spins.
Yeah, balloons.
Yeah,
Can I ask you a question, Joel?
yeah.
What ball do you play?
I've been on the fence here lately. I've been tinkering around with a lot of different golf balls. Been tinkering around with Bridgestones. I've played AVXs quite a bit the last few years, and I'm actually playing the Strixon currently.
The XV?
Whatever, not the new one that just came out. The other one.
The Diamond. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Gotcha. I mean, if you're definitely looking to cut a little bit of spin, have you tried the TP5X?
I have not.
You might want to consider that ball.
Okay.
Especially if you're looking to cut a little spin. Because, I mean, that's another thing I would love to talk to you guys about is how important the golf ball is.
Ball fitting.
Yeah, golf ball fittings are huge. I mean, somebody who really needs spin, I mean, and a lot of it, I would almost even recommend like the Mizuno RB Tour X.
I was not a big fan of those. They spun way too much for me.
They spin a ton.
He said somebody that needs spin.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so like somebody even somebody who swings slow that really could use some spin to get the ball up in the air on a tee shot to get carry, like that ball is insanely good.
Noted.
So yeah, golf balls are a lot more important than most people think.
I've been hooked on the AVXs for a number of years now.
Gotcha.
I just felt like I hit it a little further.
Yeah, the only issue I have with when you get into like the AVX or a low spin ball, it's really hard to chip around the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was really good stuff, and
Paul, that's where I pick the AVX up when I get around the green. I just put the Pro V down or something.
Just all of a sudden do the one-handed switcheroo.
Yep.
Wow.
There you go.
Little ball down the leg. Lo and behold, do I tell the cocksucker the ball's in my
Yeah, right. Cheater.
Great joke.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey guys, if I can just kind of promote one quick thing for Cantini. I know you guys got some follows, or at least some good listeners, because I since you guys posted me out on your podcast, I had a couple guys call me about wedge fittings.
Cool.
So eventually at some point in a time in the summer, Cantini's going to have a nice big upgrade to our academy. We're going to be putting in TrackMan Range, so a little bit different than your SkyTrack. So it's one of only two available facilities that actually have it.
Awesome.
So yeah, we kind of want to pump that up just to get some excitement because it's a big deal for us.
Well, that sounds great. I honestly, driving by, I've never been fortunate to play out there, though, but I told these guys after I was up there that just you wouldn't expect when you come around the corner and you see the courses, the topography changes, and you kind of talked about the distinct 3 different nines there, and so I think that's going to be one of our spots, hopefully this summer, to pop in and play some of the golf out there because it looks pretty cool.
You guys let me know, and we'll make sure we make that happen.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
The real quick, the TrackMan Range, is that the same as the TrackMan simulators that we would play on, or is that a different setup entirely?
No,
Or?
it's completely different.
Okay.
So it's basically, instead of having like a unit behind you, there's 2 big sensors that are going to kind of sit in the middle of the range and one kind of behind you. And basically off of your phone, you can basically sign on to it, and then it gives you all your basic numbers as you hit from that specific position.
So you're going to be just
So-
hitting in like one giant Doppler radar map.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to come out here. They're going to actually take the topography of our range. You'll have exactly ideas of where the flags are, exact distances, and be able to kind of use your phone or whatever device you bring out to help you while you're on the driving range.
How many different spots would you be able to hit from on a setup like that?
As many, basically, we have indoors. We have 10 bays. Outdoors, we have 20 mats, and then our grass driving range is about 150 yards long and about 200 yards deep.
So wherever you want to
anywhere.
hit from there.
So you
and
can hit
those
from
spots,
anywhere, and
yeah,
it'll pick
it
up all your stuff.
It'll pick up all your spots from wherever your phone is, from wherever you log in. Yeah.
So are you getting like a set sack of balls per se? That God, Jesus Christ, you're such an immature doofus. You didn't laugh one bit when he said tinkering my balls. You didn't laugh one bit at that. So anyways, Paul, sorry, but how will it track me, the mature one of the group, and like a Michael when we go to different spots in the driving range to our tablet or to our phone?
So it's just basically if you grab your phone, it just reads from where you are from that position.
So it's using your phone to position you,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yep.
Very cool. Would it be able to link up to like an iPad?
Yeah.
Wow,
You paid
Everything.
$800.
that's awesome.
No.
I know. Oh, shoot.
We just made the deal when we were in Florida, so we're
Nice.
kind of excited about it. The only thing that good had happened in Florida because the weather sucked.
For sure.
That honestly sounds like a better avenue. No offense, but like what's it called? Top Golf. This sounds almost
Yeah.
like a cool technical outlet for a more
Exactly.
competitive, more serious golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can play games on it too. You have a lot of different options that you can kind of mess with on it. It was really awesome when we tested it in Florida. It just
When do
didn't
you guys
rain.
think you'll have that operational?
Sometime middle summer. We're hoping as early as July, but I mean, it might be August. It's going to depend. But we want to try to get it in before the winter.
And that thing's pretty accurate then with, if you got 50 guys or so out there banging balls on a range and they're all linked up, it's going to be picking up all of
Insanely.
them.
Yeah, because we demoed it down basically in Orlando. There was 2 setups and about 40 guys all sitting in their positions, and everything read about as perfect as you could.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
It was awesome. So it's kind of new tech coming to Cantini. Yeah, good things. It's that time of year, so it's starting to get pretty busy.
Yeah, getting the
Cool.
itch.
Well, thanks again for
Thanks,
hopping
Paul.
on with it. I appreciate it, and I think we're definitely going to come out this summer, check out the course, check out this new technology, maybe get Joel on some sort of ball fitting thing. I don't know.
Love it.
All right,
Sounds
thanks
good.
a lot, Paul.
Thanks,
Mike,
Paul.
Yep.
Pabs, thank you so much for calling me, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You have a good one.
That's good stuff.
Wow, that
That's interesting, isn't it?
Better
Yeah.
budget for that, the old
So,
Yush, huh?
breaking news: this fall, Average Goats is opening its own driving range with with that technology.
It's called
Holy shit.
Cedar, what's the one over on
Cedar
231?
Creek. Yeah. We just got to bite off the government and we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Unbelievable. That
county
sounds really
park.
cool. So, well, what did you guys, what did you think? I mean, did you take anything that you could use now, Michael? You said you're going to be on the hunt in the next couple of weeks for a driver.
Well, I don't know that I took anything away. I think more importantly, though, what our viewers or listeners should take away is that you probably need to go for a fitting if you're looking to improve in the game of golf.
Have we said that every episode so far?
You just need to.
Everyone, but honestly, the ball thing, I kind of want to try those Mizuno balls just to see how much sauce,
Oh,
I do-
how much sauce I can
I
put
do
on
too
one
because
of
I
them.
don't spin it much anymore, and I
Especially
would
when my
like
new
to.
wedges come in.
I would say it's. I would
and
say
it's wet in the
Like,
spring.
cut it
just
right
really
open.
See one of
Zing.
those.
I would say it's not how much sauce. It's the balloon. Anytime I'd hit it, it just balloon off the driver, off the irons. It was not.
But that's good. I remember, like, what was it, like a decade ago? Do you remember when the Laddie came out, the pre-sub Laddie, and everybody wanted that ball because it was getting them more distance? So I think it's more that, like, people, I think it gets overlooked a lot of times. Like, if you don't hit the ball that far, if you are older, maybe you should be looking to try to pick up a sleeve to try those Mizunos and see if you get some more yardage out of them.
Yeah,
And I think the online the online fittings that you can go online and do, like on golf balls, irons, balls, even driver shafts, you can do. Somebody goes in there and plugs in numbers. Sometimes people are a little underestimating their ego, I think, or putting in, I hit a 7-iron like 200 yards. Really?
Yeah.
Things like that. I think you might be
I
putting in
think
some
I
misinformation.
think a huge thing
that may not be true.
from his talk there. He talked about it with that pitching wedge. So you take the guy that is trying to break 85 or trying to break 80 consistently, and
I'm sorry, but there's something in this floor. I think with the cold, I'm like sliding downhill the whole freaking day. That's why you guys keep looking at me. I haven't gotten that much fatter. I'm not breaking the chair. I am literally like
the chair's rolling.
downhill slalom skiing on
He's
this
trying to
floor.
avoid the camera at all
it all
costs.
goes towards the front door.
Unbelievable. And the string on.
Get one of those
I'm a mess
get a
over
golf
here.
ball and roll
I'm a
it down.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
And that's a joke.
But anyway, for those guys that are, trying to break 85, they're trying to break 80, and you haven't had a wedge fitting or you're still going with the stock 52, 56, 60. And we've talked about it last week with the scoring clubs, with the wedges. You're trying to get better 150, 120 and in. If you have this huge gap and you're
Makes it that much
you're
tougher.
costing, 2-3 strokes around, maybe more. I mean, that's a huge deal.
Well, especially if you're taking like that pitching wedge that is 40 or 43 degrees, and you're trying to take something off of it to hit it that difference, or trying to muscle up on the 50 or 52.
Yeah.
You're just making a completely different swing than what you normally would.
Well, also not to mention that, if you've got a yardage that you think in your mind is a pitching wedge yardage and you're hitting everything over and it's now 40 degrees or 42 degrees, maybe you ought to stop grabbing pitching wedge, but.
And they do say that, and we may have talked about this before, on the lofts and lies on clubs when you order them from the manufacturer, it's just somebody pulling them out of the shelf and putting them together. It's not actually somebody that's trained on measuring those kinds of things. They're literally just pulling the head.
I didn't even do anything that time. I'm trying not to move so I don't slide
They're
downhill.
literally just
We need to put brakes on that chair?
they're literally just assembling the club. They don't know.
So you're saying it could be off slightly even.
I've had back in the day, I ordered the Nike TW irons.
Now we're going back.
Back in the day, and there was one, I think it was a 5-iron or 6-iron that was off 5 degrees on the lie.
Did they have the TW stamp?
Yes,
Do you still have them?
yes,
Can I have them?
no,
I just want to put them in my basement. It's like a centerpiece in
They're-
a staff bag.
no,
They're too pretty.
they are.
They are.
I played them for a long time.
Can't believe you used them.
They're still in mint condition.
Fucking mint.
But you should probably go get those checked every once in a while. I mean, even if you travel golfing, things can get bent out.
And we have been talking
trips.
about getting fitted a lot and wedges a lot, but I told you the beginning of season 2, this is my
Year to get better.
my sorry tour for you because we busted your balls pretty hard.
On the
Oh.
wedges.
5 wedges, and
I was ahead of the game.
and then we come in to start the year. You're like 3 woods in the bag in Florida. It was bad. I'm like, oh god, we broke him, and I gotta tell him. Tell him he was right, kind of, but not, not right. But yeah, so that was good stuff. I think it's interesting.
I don't think I can play a TaylorMade golf ball.
Yeah. Really? I don't know. Tough one.
We'll see.
I'd say give those Strixon XVs a little bit longer. Try. I just put a rack of them in my bag for my trip coming up. So.
Yeah.
Well, we've had it on in the background. We're moving. The tour is now moved down to the Waste Management Open, or now they're calling it the WM.
Phoenix Open.
Oh, Phoenix Open, which whatever.
WM Phoenix. Back to the. So
Realistically, though, it's the People's Open.
you got
It's
it.
the People's Tournament, and
And the setup at 16 gets better and better every year.
Did you see the concert they did the other
Yeah,
night?
the stadium there is it's it's ridiculous.
So we had a couple of our listeners, Kelly Fricky, Trent Trumpy, they're talking about going, and they said Average Goats. I'm telling you right now, Pappy is going to
Bucket.
be in the stands 2024 Friday on hole 16 doing it.
Oh, wow.
Bucket list.
Write it
He's
down.
going to be that guy. that's
I've
on
always
that
wanted to
video
go.
from a
I've
couple
always wanted to
years
go.
ago
I tell
walking.
Cassie I tell my
Yeah.
wife all the time. I would love to go to this
So you're
event.
in?
Love to go. And now I don't
Wives
know.
are welcome.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if the place would be already booked or how far in advance we have to book, but that property right next door is badass too. That is on hole 3 or 4, I think, on off the golf course. There's a huge resort there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not going to stay there, but yeah.
Those rates are probably a little salty that week.
Yeah.
So there's a guy I follow
Do you
on.
want to know what it is salty to stay in one of those suites up there?
How much?
It's like $2,500 a ticket. But you get your own bathrooms. My whole thing is I don't want to get stuck in that grandstand popping beers all day in the sun.
Listen,
That's
okay,
what
so
the models are-
that's what the
are
models
you are you
for.
going to this? Are you going to this event to have a lot of fun and be the guy that's leaning backwards trying to walk out of this place on his phone?
I don't need to get like
Or
that.
are
I
you-
want to remember it.
Okay.
But I'm going to be in that suite and I'm going to partake in vodka.
Yeah.
Vodka's going
Vodkas.
to love me that day and I'm going to love vodka.
Yeah, I can't have it anymore.
Would
My
you dress
wife
up in
doesn't
a
let me.
costume? Like
Would
Big
I?
Bird the one year and
I don't know.
would
if
you
I'd
do a
that.
group thing maybe?
I don't know. But
I'm-
the fans get so nuts that barefoot bachelor and whatever goofy outfit he had on.
Shankopotamus.
Right, that guy's nutsack.
Man.
Jeez.
Like I said,
Could
took
you
a
imagine
soul.
sitting there just click taking a picture and you take a bowl of the taint?
Well,
I mean,
first off, why,
I mean, Jesus.
why are you doing that for an amateur? This isn't a pro up there. You get some,
I would not be that close. You're right.
yeah,
Especially the guy no shoes on.
the photographer's fault.
And the guy's legs were like up and he just wham.
You just hit that lady. She should have been standing there.
There's a guy on TikTok that I follow. He's 3 pieces of pecan. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
He mostly makes food and stuff, but he's a Ping. He works for Ping.
Okay.
He's a Ping employee for like 20 or 25 years. But Ping is the one, I guess, that like puts this event on. Sponsored by Waste Management, but they're the ones in the background doing all the work.
Oh, is that why Bubba does all that shit out there?
I think so. So
Don't be nasty. That's
Look at what Xander's got here.
don't be nasty.
This is a doozy of a hole 6. That green is brutal too.
This is like a Bubba on hole 10 at the,
oh god, he's touching it.
You
Ugh.
and he's going down.
can't.
You can't.
Is
If
that
it breaks,
that one is loose?
If it breaks, he's
Because he
done.
stepped on it.
I don't know. I think it was dead, just laying there.
No.
Those
Now
things-
he's got it in his
I think
finger.
that's a penalty.
DQ his ass.
No, it's not. It's like a dead branch. It wasn't attached.
He stepped on it to unattach it.
No.
Anyways, last year's winner Brooks Koepka is defending champion.
Off to a hot start.
He's I guess he's channeling his inner Eminem for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Apparently.
I don't get this whole bleached blonde thing again in the last couple weeks, but
So, and-
There it is.
there
There it is.
it is. Boom. Who do you guys like this week?
I was taking Koepka at 1 under a couple hours ago, so I'm still going to take him.
okay.
Michael takes chalk again, searching his first win still. Go on.
I'm going to take Sam Burns.
Ooh.
He's up there too, I think.
Is he?
Okay.
Shoffley got off to a slow start and then he killed it on the back.
Happy?
So no one's going to take a Jordan Spieth. He's been.
No,
He's even through 10 or
Yeah.
something.
You guys are supposed to make your pick before the tournament starts.
I did
didn't pick
earlier.
him. I didn't pick him.
Oh man, I kind of like Hideki Matsuyama here.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
he
But,
plays well here, I think, historically.
Yeah, not going with him.
No, he's
Oh,
Nope.
cross
nope,
that out.
Nope.
Yeah.
Then I thought, if I really wanted to screw with Michael here,
You going to take Hovland?
Ricky
no,
Fowler.
Ricky Fowler,
Oh, gosh.
back here.
Historically, he's played well here, but
If you really think about it, this is kind of where
the wheels came off
this
and that
since the
drop.
win.
The win.
Since he won here, He hasn't really been right since then.
That was the same year. He ended up still winning that tournament. Remember that fiasco with the drop? Wasn't that the same year?
That was here.
Yes.
No, I don't think he won that year, right?
He did not? Maybe he finished second
It was-
and won the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember him crying. He really wanted to win this tournament for his grandfather, right?
Yeah,
And
something like that.
so I think Ricky Fowler would be a good choice.
Next thing you know, he's playing in glasses. And
Yeah. But for personal reasons, I'm going with outside the box again. Second time I'm hitting this guy up this year.
McDowell?
I'm going Graham McDowell. And
I didn't
he
even know he was
posted.
in the tournament.
I didn't either until he posted a couple videos earlier this week on the
I saw
16th
him.
hole, and I was like, you know what? If he's doing stuff like this, he's in a good headspace.
What's he
and I'm
playing
gonna
on?
use him.
Sponsor exemptions nowadays or what?
The guy won a U.S. Open. The guy won a
It
U.S.
only
Open
gets you so many
10
years.
years, 12
at-
years ago.
at Pebble Beach. Okay?
Didn't,
Yeah,
he
so
fall,
did Woodland.
didn't he fall into that?
No, he won it.
Huh?
He
You're
didn't
rolling
fall
back a
into
little
it.
bit again.
I am. I got my leg anchored underneath this table, so if I go, we go from now on.
Ooh, Louis Oosthuizen plays well here, too.
There you go.
We haven't heard from him since his collapse at
I'm telling you right now,
Kiowa.
Louis Oosthuizen will
well,
be.
there, but he was in competitive.
Him and Phil.
I like Brian Harmon too. You know what? I think I'm going to take Brian Harmon.
Where did they just? It was Pebble, wasn't it? 17, where he pumped it left.
No, you're thinking of the team match, the team
No,
competition.
no, I'm not.
Zurich, he fell through too, I think.
John Rahm ended up winning. No, Torrey.
Louis Oosthuizen will be. That was at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Yes, last year at Torrey though. I was
Yeah.
thinking Pebble, but on 17, where
Louis
you can't miss
Oosthuizen
a
will
left and he
be
hits it in
top
the
10,
shit.
top 12 at the Masters. Mark it down.
Of course.
Mark it
Every
down.
year.
Every year. Unbelievable.
Ever since these double eagle.
So you got to play here once? Is that? Are you guys?
I did.
Are you guys
You're-
pulling my leg or
No,
what?
I played there in 2009, I think.
What'd you do? Help Tiger move the rock?
I could not play golf for shit then, by the way. Either.
So how cool is 15, 16, 17?
They're pretty cool. I actually played 15 pretty well.
Bogey?
No,
Par five.
Par.
Par 5.
Had a birdie putt, missed it.
Nice.
Um,
You laid up.
Some of these
different
guys
tees than these guys play, so it's a totally different golf course. You know, it's playable for at their yardage. I would struggle big time, but
Their yardage, it's like 7,000 or less.
Well, these guys are hitting like 8 irons into that par 15.
They're
I
also
don't
mowing the fairways twice a day. Well, maybe not that.
this
but
rough
they're
is
mowing
pretty.
every
This
day.
rough is
What the
lush
hell's
though.
going on at the U?
It is thick. We played there.
Autonomous mowers.
We
for
played
5
there
years.
about
2 cycles.
not
a
too.
night.
This was a little bit later, I think. Then wasn't it like a week or two towards the end of February?
They moved it.
We
it
played
was-
there like 2 or 3 weeks after the tournament.
Okay.
And the rough is lush. It is like thick.
It's a good overseed.
It's painted.
Yeah.
It's not painted. That's overseed.
JK, just
But there's some spots that's just brutal. 17 is a really cool hole. I drove the ball over the green on that hole actually.
into the water.
Did not go into the water, stayed up.
Oh.
I really had a 16. 16 I played well.
18, you pump
16 is a hole I got to watch the old man
Did you
go
par?
from bunker to bunker to bunker several times.
And you're laughing about it. What is wrong with
It
you?
was just funny because he was laughing. But
Did you par
18's a
16?
cool hole. Yeah.
Okay.
Hit the
17?
green. 17, I did not. So we didn't end up finding my ball until after the hole. So I hit a second ball, so I didn't par it. But
Find your ball where?
over the green,
You
It's
drove over the
drivable.
green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the tees that we
So
played.
you're in the water?
No, it was not in the water. It was held up in the rough, but we didn't
What
walk
rough?
back there and find it. There's a small amount of rough back there.
Okay.
Not much,
I think,
but
I think it widens out as you go further to the right of that green.
Well, there's a
Yeah,
bunker
there's a
back there, isn't there?
huge-
Because they did that the green expansion on that hole a couple years back.
huge area to the right to miss.
Did you pump it over the water on 18?
I did, but I blocked it right. Isn't there a bunker over there? Yeah. Hit a really good bunker shot, though.
Really,
Missed the-
really shorter if you block it right. Did you make it over the water? Yes, but not the line you're talking about.
You're right, exactly.
I made it
But
over
it's
by the
cool
cart
because you can
path.
see JB's plaque out there where he hits it and Tiger's Rock and all that stuff.
Oh, that is
Cool.
pretty cool. So would you do it again?
For sure.
For sure.
The other course is cool, too, the Champions course that's right next door.
Okay.
It's probably more difficult, but
Well, this is more the stadium atmosphere and
Yeah.
getting the fans out there, so
Yeah.
pretty cool. All right, what else? What else did you guys have for today?
nothing. I think Paul filled in some good time for
Yeah,
us,
for
good
sure.
information. I might actually, in addition to driver fitting, I might actually do wedges, too, just to dial those in.
That's going to be expensive.
That's gonna be. Very
I'm not saying
expensive.
I'm buying them all.
5 of them,
Just think.
I might already own.
$200 a wedge.
And wedge.
Hey, I might already own the wedges that I need.
If you weren't playing that Cobra amp where your pitching wedge is really a 7-iron, you wouldn't need so many wedges.
That's a marksman. Odyssey. F2.
So
Hey, one last thing. The Pebble Beach thing, you guys watch a lot of it. That Bill Murray was out there doing his thing. Did you see this
go
crap?
backwards, but
This crap with Mark Calcavecchia.
no.
He tweeted out there. He said, "Bill Murray is an amazing actor. Huge fan of a lot of his work, but this golf course act is getting so tired."
I think I heard that actually.
This year was probably the year. I do watch it almost every year, but this year is probably the year where I was a little like, come on, dude.
Was Bill Murray really?
Yeah.
I don't know. The
That's
two
what-
different
what's
gloves.
It's
The
what the
na-na-na-na.
event's about, though. I mean, it's a big pro-am to do, and he's a staple in it for years. It's a big deal. I don't care.
I guess like he's the celebrity you can always count on every year, so that's why I give him a pass. But I guess my whole thing, I don't know why this bothered me when I heard it right away. I think it's just the messenger and not the message, maybe.
Probably.
So I'm not even thinking about the message because he gave us Caddyshack.
Yeah.
He gave us Ghostbusters.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Something strange.
But like Mark Calcavecchia, I'm sorry, cool. You won the Open Championship in '89. You've done nothing for me.
Yeah.
The king of pleat. He wore some big pleated pants.
Talking about pro-am and only because Spieth's up there now, but he's in contention, and I'm watching it on Sunday. He's in contention.
Jake Owen.
And Jake Owen's like chatting in his ear like the whole freaking time.
Yeah,
the
correct.
whole all they're walking.
Why didn't he
and it's
ask? Why didn't he ask him to get out of his
exactly
his shadow
like
to get out of the
if
way?
if you're about to win this tournament in
Like, how
Spieth's
did he-
position, like why do you really want Jake Owen yakking in your ear? And I like Jake Owen, but
Do you think he pulled Jake Owen aside and said, "Do you know who I am?"
he probably didn't. But it's a perfect opportunity for Greller to be like, "Hey, Jake, stop talking to him." You know, guys, got to get this up and down here to have a chance.
Maybe they're trying to get some really good Jake Owen tickets, so they're putting up with it. Maybe they're big Jake Owen fans.
Maybe Jake got bought.
Barefoot blue jeans. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
You like that song?
I do. So, well, in the next couple weeks, we're going to have some check-ins from down south. We're going to also try to get, there's a gentleman from Northwest Indiana, and his product was just named top 4 product from the PGA show. It's a swing trading aid.
Speed trading, right?
Yep, we're going to try to get him on for a quick phone interview like today. His product's pretty interesting. You're seeing a lot of the long drive people use it to help build up their swing speeds to, drive for show, putt for dough, but chicks dig the long ball, right?
They do.
By the way, we came up with a shirt idea today when we were talking to Paul. Chicks dig attack angles.
I thought he was going to say something about a bag of balls.
Tinkering with my ball. And it's just a guy teeing up his ball or something, so.
We can put whatever on a shirt.
Oh, man. All right, guys.
Maybe
well,
maybe this week we should have actually filmed in those yellow waste management bibs. We should all
Oh,
put,
there
we
you
should
go.
all put one of those on.
could have went down to the local hardware store and picked one up.
Yeah, Joel and I own a couple actually.
Oh, nice.
I think the Yuki grounds crew actually should probably be wearing those for safety.
Why?
Anyhow,
We work in the middle of the fairway. We're fine.
All
All
righty.
right, guys. We'll catch up with you later.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.